Good morning. I would like to ask you to stand for a minute. Stand up, please. Thank you very much. Dear participants, coaches, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 25th Central European Regional Contest 2019, subcontest of ICPC, International Collegiate Programming Contest, hosted by Czech Technical University in Prague and organized by Czech ACM chapter. We have support of Czech Technical University rector, Professor Wojciech Petráček. We have support of Dean of Faculty of Electrical Engineering, Head of Department of Computer Science, and Head of Department of Computer Graphics and Interaction. They were invited, but they are busy, so they cannot come. But all of them send you lot of greetings and lot of luck. CERC cannot be made without support of our partners. Global programming sponsor is ICPC Foundation, and for this year the sponsor is JetBrains, creators of many development tools, and originally founded in Prague, in Czech Republic. Today they have several offices around the world, and they provide tools for many companies around the world. We have support of our local partners. One of them is Avast Foundation. Avast Foundation is part of company Avast, which is well known by their security programs, like Avast or AVG. So please, big thanks to this company. Next of our partner is Škoda IT. Škoda IT is part of Škoda companies, and Škoda company is well known as Czech automobile industry. And Škoda IT support young programmers because they are developing several tools, especially for modeling of materials and virtual reality. So again, big thanks to this our sponsor. The next one is well-known company Google. You have found there at the foyer. So Google is well known not only by their search algorithms or search engines, but also by supporting young scientists. One of them is a Czech scientist, Mr. Tomáš Mikolov, which developed the word-to-vec algorithm. So please, big thanks to the Google. And not last, but the UPE is our local partner. UPE is organization supporting talented programmers, and the UPE Czech chapter is supporting our programmers in Czech Republic. So big thanks to them too. And let me introduce now the Director of European Contests, Mr. Božena Manová.
So, good morning. You mean that I have to put my presentation here?
Yes.
Can you put it somewhere? Here. No. So good morning. I'm very happy that you came again to Prague, even if last year we had contest here. You who was here, you remember this. We were trying to be, no, don't tell me. We are trying to be better. We have a lot of people around somewhere, and they promised me that everything will be, if not perfect, better. We had a CTU open, we had no problems, so good luck for you. So I will tell you some information about ICPC, how it's going and what happened last year when we had a finals in Porto. And if you will have some questions, just ask me immediately. I'm a teacher and I can survive. So this is usually that I improve it, just this one. So how is participation of students growing up during the years? We had last year even more than in 17. If I have results here, those are results from last regional contest, which were before the finals this year, 2019 in Porto. So we had year before more than 50,000 students. Where are we here today? Where we are? You are in our historical lecture room of Czech Technical University in Prague. This was built somewhere in 1925, maybe 23. And you came here from your home universities, and you would like to solve best of solvers. I'm very happy always that the European teams are among the best programmers in the world, and especially the Central Europe is a very strong region. This is I'm happy about this, but on the other hand, for some universities, I will name the Czech Technical University, we have a terrible problem to get to finals. But okay, so we are looking for the best programmers in Central Europe. We give you an opportunity to show your talent. If you don't be unhappy, because this is really very strong region. We want you to be the ICPC finalists 2020, and ICPC finals are in Moscow. I think it's next May. Are you in? Do you understand where is your place in this? Thank you. Number of participants in 2018 regional. There were 33,000 students. There were 5,500 coaches. There were 3,233 universities, 653 regional contests. We are one of them. And 111 countries. Great challenge. We have in Central Europe this year 67 teams, 32 universities. Please applause. Welcome here. I'm sorry Austria didn't come, but I hope they will come next year. What is this? This is the logo of next finals, where we are fighting for the slot in the next finals, which will be 2020 in Moscow, hosted by Institute of Physics Technology. I don't know yet exactly what is the name of the university, but anyway, this is the official logo, and when you will win, you will go to university, to this finals. Another last year statistics from regions. You see that we have something what is unbeatable, 3,500 teams in Asia, but we are the second greatest region. We have more than 2,000, and there is a Pacific is 75 teams. There are the, I'm sorry, those are results from 19. I'm sorry, I have a title is wrong, but the results are correct. Is there somebody from Poland? Is that correct? I think no. Yeah, thank you. I know. So it's not 2018, yeah, it's 2019. So if you look in those results, those are the 12 best teams. So it means those who got the gold medals and silver medals and bronze medals. There are two teams which were sitting in this room year before. This is University of Warsaw and University of Wrocław. Thank you for give those results for us. We had already some regions in Europe. The first was the Southeastern European Regional Contest in Bucharest and Vinica, two sites, and they had this year 106 teams. Another is a Northwest Eastern Regional Contest in Eindhoven, which is the North country. This is the biggest region. There are a lot of countries from Britain and Sweden, and although they had 142 teams, third Southwestern Eastern Regional, it will be next year in January, because the university which is hosting is moving in Paris in new building, so we don't know how many teams there. And we have a CERC in Prague, 64 teams. I don't know what is it. I'm sorry, I have a title from last year. Who will compete at the World Finals 2020 from CERC? Warsaw? Wrocław? Jagiellonian? Zagreb? Comenius? Charles University? Maybe I forgot Czech Technical University, but I'm sorry, we are organizing. So, okay. So, good luck in finals, good luck in Central European Regional Contest, and I'm very happy that you are here.
Thank you, Boba, for your speech. And now it's time to present teams that are here in Prague. So I should start with the Austria, which we know there is no team from Austria, but I want to tell them Guten Tag. And wir heißen österreichische Universitäten willkommen, aber nicht Universitäten kommen, so this is the problem. So no university come here. So maybe next year. So Croatia. Dobar dan, pozdravljamo Hrvatska sve učilišća. And I would like to welcome team from University of Juraj Dobrila University of Pula. Can you stand up, please? Thank you very much. Big applause for them. The next team from Croatia is from University Josip Juraj Strossmayer University of Osijek. Oh, sorry, Josip Juraj, is it right? Okay, so please stand up. Thank you very much. Maybe we found some teams from University of Rijeka. Hello, from the backside. And the teams from University of Zagreb. Where are the teams from University of Zagreb? Oh, the third line. Nice work. Thank you very much. So I hope I didn't forget nobody from the Croatia and now the Czech Republic. So dobrý den, vítáme České univerzity. First is Czech Technical University in Prague. So please, teams from this university, stand up. Thank you very much. Big applause for them. The teams from University of West Bohemia in Pilsen. Big applause for them. Hello. Teams from Masaryk University. Okay. They are not here, but they are in some different reality. The teams from Charles University in Prague. Big applause, thank you very much. And the teams from Technical University of Ostrava. Welcome in Prague. So these was teams from Czech Republic. And now teams from Hungary. I am sorry, this will be really problematic for me. Jó napot, üdvözlőjük a magyar egyetemeket. Sorry. So, please, teams from University of Szeged. Okay, thank you very much. Big applause. Team from University of Debrecen. Thank you very much. And teams from Eötvös Loránd University. Big applause for them too. And Budapest University of Technology and Economics. Big applause for them. So these was the teams from Hungary. Next teams are teams from Poland. Dzień dobry, witamy polskie uczenie. I please to stand up teams from University of Science and Technology, AGH. Are they here? No? So maybe they are coming later, but big applause for them too. Nicholas Copernicus University. Welcome in Prague. Poznan University of Technology. Big applause. University of Warsaw. Big applause for University of Warsaw. And teams from Maria Curie Sklodowska University. Big applause for them. Okay, teams from Slovakia. Dobrý den, vítáme Slovenské univerzity. Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry. I forgot University of Wrocław. Thank you very much for big applause. I'm really sorry because team from University of Wrocław was one of the team from the Warsaw who was medalist in the last finals. So I'm really sorry for this mistake. And yes, I have forgot the Jagiellonian University in Krakow too. So I'm really sorry. There is too much teams from the Poland, so it looks like the Poland is there are really strong teams and strong universities. So I'm really sorry. Okay, I hope that this will not happen again. So teams from Slovakia. So dobrý den, vítáme Slovenské univerzity. University of Žilina. Welcome in Prague. Comenius University. Thank you very much. and Slovak University of Technology in Bratislava. Welcome in Prague. And teams from Slovenia. I would like to, Dober den, pozdravljamo Slovenskej univerze. I will ask teams of University of Ljubljana. Welcome in Prague. Teams of University of Maribor. Welcome too. Big applause for them. And University of Primorska. I'm not sure. Thank you very much. Welcome in Prague. And of course, there are several teams that are in an official category. So please, the rest of these teams, can you stand up? Welcome in Prague. There are some of our high school students. So welcome too. So again, I am sorry for the problems in the Poland, and I would like to welcome the CERC director, Mr. Kuber. Big applause for him.
Thank you. Very shortly, welcome to Prague. CERC 2019 is open, and good luck for all, for contestants and for organizers. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I am again sorry for the Poland. This is really a big mistake for me. And I would like to welcome head of judges, Mr. Strnad. So big applause for him. And we will continue with the rules in a few minutes.
Okay, hello, good morning. So many people here, that's perfect. So I hope that you are feeling good today, because today we have in front of us some practice session, and it would be quite important to try all the environment and to get familiar with the submitting system. I will now present shortly some general information about the contest and about the rules and also about the system. So some general information about the contest and contest rules. So tomorrow we will have the final round, and basically there you will get from 6 to 12 problems to solve. Today is just a practice session. And for the practice session, you will receive like a smaller number of problems, just to try the submitting system. So the target of the contest is to solve as many problems as you can. That's obvious. And the important thing is that the order of solving problems is not important. So you can go through the problem set and select the easiest problem first, and this one you will solve, and then you will continue with the more difficult problems. So the first criteria is the number of problems you solve, and the second criteria, when you will have the same number of problems solved as other team, then to actually make some ordering on this, then there is a second criteria, which is the time, and the time is counted as a sum of times of solved problems. So for each problem which is accepted, then the time from the beginning of contest until the time you will submit the problem and it is accepted is counted, and there is also added time for solutions for submissions which were not accepted by the system, and it is 20 minutes for each submission, for each not accepted submission. Yeah, so basically this way is counted the sum of all problems you finally submit and are accepted, and this is like one number, the amount of time needed to solve these problems. So this is just the second criteria. The first criteria is still the number of problems you solve. Not accepted submissions, so I mean these submissions which are not finally accepted for problems which you don't solve are not counted to that number. So that's the easy rule. I hope it is clear. It is also described in rules you received in your bag at the registration. So please read it carefully, and if there are any unclear things, please don't hesitate and contact me or other people from organizers and ask. Better to ask me. Okay? So programming languages at the contest you can use. We support 4 languages: C, C++ in version 14, in standard 14, Java, and Python 3. So these 4 languages are supported. You can choose whichever language you want for each problem. So you can solve one problem in C++ and other problem in Python. It's just up to you. Maybe you will find that for some problems it's easier for you to use Python than C++, so you can switch to other language. Okay, so here like information how we compile the code in the submission system and about the versions. And this information is also included in paper you received at the registration in your bag. So about the resource limits. So when you submit your problem to the system, then we compile the problem, and then the system evaluates whether the problem is correctly solved. And there are some limitations. Currently, basically it is 1 GB per process of memory. The time, it is different for each problem, so we will do as we did last year, that at the system you will see like the time limit in the submission system. And the third thing is the stack size, and it is now 64 megabytes for Java. Excuse me. I will just pass the word to system guy. The question was whether there is like a stack size limit for C++ and C. So
there is no separate limit. It's limit of the memory, so the raw memory.
okay, so it is that 1 GB for the whole problem. So heap plus stack. So both. Okay, I hope this is clear. So we can go. Or other question? Yeah, I said that it will be in the system, in the submission system. You can see at each problem. The the same way as we did last year. So not all of you were here, but so other questions about resources and its limits?
Is the stack size for C++ same on the computers we will be using?
Yes, I will again pass the mic to my colleague who is more expert in system, whether the same resources are set for the local computers.
Hopefully, yes.
So the answer is yes. Davide?
Are submissions that get compilation errors counted towards penalty time?
Yeah, this I forgot to mention. Thank you for the question. Compilation error is not counted to the penalty time. So that's this way. Davide, nahoře.
Are submissions that were submitted after getting accepted on a problem counted to the penalty, or do they override the result or not?
So you mean if you submit a problem and it is accepted and then you submit it again and it is not, no, it's not overridden. So it is like if it is once accepted, then it is accepted. So yeah.
So there is no penalty for the
No.
after. Okay.
So are there any more questions about resource limits and submissions?
If the code is deterministic, are the results deterministic? I mean, is the order of tests fixed? So for example, if my submission gets wrong answer on some test and time limit exceeded on another test, then is the verdict always the same?
So basically the question is whether the like secret inputs are like static way generated. You mean that they are not like random on each run, you mean? So or yes, it is every time the same, yeah, the order of tests. Okay? Yes, it is on each submission. The order how the tests are run is every time the same. So the actually, if I remember correctly, Jan maybe will clarify it. So the first time it's encountered that there is a wrong answer or time limit exceeded, then the problem is not run anymore, right? On the set. So the first time it encounters the test which is not passing, then it is stopped, and that answer is returned to you. Yeah. Okay, so if there are no other questions, then we can go ahead. Okay, so the time limits are set to several times higher than sample solution, so it is to filter out the solutions which are not, which don't meet the asymptotic complexity of the expected solution. So I don't think that if you optimize like just slightly your algorithm and you will still have really high time complexity, that it will usually don't help you, right? So it is about to distinguish the time complexity. Maximum size of input is known to contestants, so it is written in each problem definition, in each problem specification. So from that you can deduce what is like expected time complexity to solve that problem. Problem input. There is only standard input-output allowed, so just read from std in and output to std out. Then only one instance of the problem on the input for each run of your solution. But it is clarified in the problem specification. So for problem output, please use kind of standard output functions, and it is very important to follow the definition of the output format for each problem, including all spaces. So basically, if you add something more to the input, then it will be considered as the wrong answer.
Pavel, we have one question.
So about the exact format, including spaces, you said the same thing last year, and it wasn't true. Are you sure this is true this year? Like that we have to make the exact amount of spaces everywhere? Like there cannot be a space before the end of the line, because it wasn't true last year. We didn't have to be exactly the same, and you said the same thing, that it has to be the same last year.
So actually, the question is whether this kind of output is treated as the wrong answer if you add the additional space to the end of the line. Yeah, correct? So actually, how the submission system is treating this comparison?
Well, usually a white space at the end is not a problem, usually. It depends on the problem output format, because if the judges are creative and it's something complicated, it must be the same. But the common evaluator is pretty lazy and doesn't care about white spaces at the end or at the beginning of the output.
This is like a good recommendation to follow that format, and you are sure that it will be accepted, right? So yeah, each line ends by character line feed. So please don't use any functions for communication on the network and opening network sockets and so on. And also, you don't need to run more threads. So use only a memory and one thread, so which is your main program, right? So don't try to use all these. What can be the potential problems when you are reading huge inputs? Then sometimes, especially Java and C++ can have some problem in reading that. So we recommend to use readline, buffered reader, readline, and string tokenizer next token, which are fast. And in C++, it can be helpful to turn off the synchronization with stdio. Pardon. And the important thing is also that the expected return value is 0. So your program, if successfully finishes, shall return 0. So this is checked for the process, that it returns 0. Now, a few words about the system. When you come to computer, even now, even in this practice session, please do the same as for the final session tomorrow. If you come there, please don't touch anything. Just sit down and wait for commands from the supervisor at the room. It is important because everyone shall have the same conditions, every team, and there is a synchronized start. Passwords for your workplace will be prepared on the keyboard, and there are passwords for Dome Judge and for the computer. So you will try it today, and it will be the same way tomorrow. So if there will be some problems today, then I hope that we will be able to cope them out. And then there is a second paper or second like small book of papers, and it is a problem set, so more pages, right? So the same way it will be done tomorrow. For coding your solutions, you can today explore what you have available on your workstations. Usually there are some like well-known editors like Vim, Joe, gedit, and so on. And also there are some development environments. So if you like to use one or other, please try it, and you will see what is the best for you. This is also the intention of this practice session today. So try to make you familiar with the system and with all the tools available there. Compilation. For compilation, we prepared for you a script called compile, which uses exactly the same flags and options as the compile script at the submission server. So also please try to use this script today to see whether it works. Okay. For Python, just a question to system. Honzo? Just a question to system. I am not sure if we have like compile script for Python, because we are checking on the server that it is correctly formatted and so on.
Hello to all. Compile script for Python is not available because you can directly call the Python 3 binary or the calling script. So the compile script compiles only what has to be compiled before run.
But in the submission system, we are checking whether the Python script, your Python solution, is well formatted, that the syntax is correct. So we are not running it before it is checked that it has the correct correct syntax. Okay. So please try to use it today, this compile script. Yeah, then the execution. I'm sorry, here is a typo on the slide. Of course, it's not Java, but Java, right? So, excuse me for Java. You are probably familiar how to run your program, but this is just to summarize how to run Java, how to run compiled C, C++, how to redirect input and output to your process. Printing. Yeah, this is one important aspect of the contest, that you can print your solution because you have just one computer and you are 3 in the team. So if you have some solution which is not completely done, then and you don't want to block your computer, then it is a good idea to print the solution. For that, you can use the print command available in your system. And actually, when you print it, then don't go anywhere. Just wait, and someone will bring you the printed papers with what you send to the printer. Jan, do we have any more information about this printing features? Not regarding this. Okay, so this will also work today. This print. Okay. So I think it's a good idea to try to print something short. You know, we shall be like ecologists to save our forests. So don't print something which is not necessary. Thank you for that. That we are responsible for environment. Judging system is running here. acm4.felg.cvut.cz. Manuals are in your bags. I will not talk so much about that. Submitting solutions is done through the web interface. Here is the button in the top right corner called Submit, and there you can submit your solution. You can also see the submission results. In submissions, the possible results you can get from submitting your code are these. They are described in detail in your manual you received in your bag, so I will not talk so much about them. Then you can see the scoreboard with the actual results, with the current results, and you can see how good you are. What's your standing? For contacting organizers, that's important thing. It's not allowed to contact other people in the room. So if you have any problem, please use the system. For contacting organizers, this is this box. There you can request some clarification, and it's usually used if you are not sure about some problem specification or whatever. So of course there is one exception. If you can't log into your computer, then just contact the room master in your room that you have a problem, because you cannot submit the question by the system then, right? What is not allowed during the contest? It's not allowed to use any network services. It's a very general statement, but it shall cover like all communication with the outside world. Also, cell phones are not allowed at all. So it's so you shall turn off your phone before you are entering the room, and you shall not even touch it during the contest. So please keep it safe somewhere to your bag and don't touch it, don't use it. It's also forbidden to use any electronic devices during the contest. Also any data media. You can just bring your knowledge on some printed papers, that's allowed, or some books. But no flash disk and no data media. It's also forbidden to manipulate with hardware. So please don't restart your computer. Don't connect other peripherals to the computer. Also, it's not allowed, I think, eating in the rooms, but yeah, there are places in front of each room where you can eat and drink, and it's also not allowed to contact other teams. So just discuss only in your team, please. Okay, I think I'm now approaching the end of my presentation. We have one more clarification from Jan. So
I just would like to mention that the workstations have UTC time set there, so don't be confused. We are using the local time here, but the workstations think that they should show you the UTC time. That's local time -1. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I think, yeah, so it's time for questions now, for sure. So, yep. Thank you.
Hello. Why is it normal for the submission to be checked for 15 minutes?
Pardon, I really don't hear you. Could you please repeat it?
I ask why is it normal for the submission to be checked for 15 minutes?
Why it is normal for submission to be checked for 15 minutes?
Yes,
Is this
it is
the
written
question?
here that if the submission that is not judged for 15 minutes, then we can inform the judges, but not before. So it means that 15 minutes is normal.
Okay, so it's kind of some like limit situation, but I agree it can have this interpretation of that sentence. So basically, it is just not to be really nervous if you don't get result in 5 seconds. So yeah, so some reasonable time, I think, so is meant by this sentence, right? So if you don't get the response to your submission, I would say in few minutes, then maybe Jan can clarify this. It's about the submission system. So
it may be also because of the judging of this particular problem is temporarily suspended because of some changes in the test data and so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
So any other question?
Is the documentation for C++?
Yeah, the documentation for C++. I could not hear you well, but this was the question. If it is available. Yes, it is available there in the DOM judge. There is some hyperlink, and you can read the standard documentation for C++ there. So please try it today.
And it's offline copy.
It's offline.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
okay.
offline. Yeah.
And for Python?
Also for all languages, it's
Okay,
available
so
there. Yeah.
for Java too.
Java, Python, C, C++. It's available locally on
in last year, when we compiled the programs in the local workstations, we are waiting about from 2 to 5 minutes to compile in locally. You solved this problem in this year?
You mean the speed of compilation on local workstations?
Yes.
Again, I will pass my mic to system guys. So about the compilation time. The question is, did you hear it? Yeah.
Yes, I have heard the question. My honest answer will be, we will see. But
nice.
So that's the purpose of the training turn. So the practice session, yeah. But
okay.
Yeah, I believe that you will be satisfied.
And the other question, the last year when we run text editors, like JetBrains or something, we are waiting too long to open it. So you solve this in this year too?
We have completely changed the infrastructure, and the hardware used is uncomparable from what we have the last year. So if you wish, there's CLion, etc., Visual Studio Code, etc. So feel free to use these things and create anything you want, because this is the purpose of the practice session, to see the practical limits before before the contest. So feel free to test it as you want, and we will see if the current platform is insufficient. We can add more. So we are ready for this, and we expect that if there is anything like a bottleneck, we will add some more hardware.
Okay,
So
thank you.
Thank you very much.
So you didn't tested this system on high load? Did you tested this system on some high load?
Actually, we tested that system on CTO Open, which was 1 month ago, right? So and I think the number of teams was very similar on CTO Open. Is it right? Yeah. So it is not the first try now, I would say.
In fact, in the local contest, we have used just a small slice of the hardware available. So we basically doubled the computer force for the training session today. And if it's not sufficient, we can add more. So I'm quite confident that we can do something if there are some bottlenecks.
Yeah.
Are the sample tests included in tests, like the first few tests? The sample tests from the statement, are they first tests in testing? You know?
Yes, I believe. But maybe just clarification from system. If sample tests are run first in, yeah, they are. So, any other questions? Okay. If there are no other questions, then we can now. I pass the word to.
Thank you very much. I have just one clarification, and that's that the lunch is from 12 o'clock. So you can go to the lunch. It will be in the building outside. You see this building when you've come, and I hope there will be some arrows. And the vegetarian meal is gluten-free, so if someone has problem with gluten, so you can take the vegetarian meal. Okay, and are we prepared? We are prepared, so I will ask you to move to your rooms. You can find the room on this table, and in the arrows that show you the right direction.
Yeah. So
thank you very much.
Thank you. So I wish you a great contest and a good luck.